Hi, I'm Wendy from Shiny Happy World, and this cute groundhog is the new pattern in the Funny Faces Quilt Block of the Month Club. When I say new, it is February 1st, 2023, and this is the pattern that's going to be exclusive to the club for the entire month of February. So if you're in the club already, you should have already received an email with a link to download this pattern. You'll also find it if you log into your account and go to your downloads. It'll be at the very top of your downloads library this month. If you're not in the club yet and you join any time in the month of February, this is the pattern that you're going to get instant access to. If you're not in the club and you're watching this much later than February 2023, you'll be able to find this just in the regular shop at shinyhappyworld.com. It'll be in the shop sometime probably near the end of March. So here's how to make him. Okay, I've got all of the groundhog pieces here, cut out, prepped, ready to go. And when I say prepped, I mean that I have transferred the dotted lines from the paper side of the pattern pieces to the fabric side. That's only necessary because this is the video showing you how to do it without a light box. These are going to give us some placement guidelines. So I'm just going to put all of these guys to the side for now. And we are going to start with the mound. So this one is snapshot style, which means it is going to go off the bottom of the block as if we've taken a picture and cropped out part of the ground. But I wanted this groundhog to be coming out of the ground. So the first piece we're going to lay down is that one that goes off the edge of the block, and then that's going to help us place everything else after that. So we're just going to center that and line up the straight edge at the bottom with the raw edge at the bottom of the block. So next up, we've got a couple of pieces here of the dirt inside the hole. Now these pieces look pretty identical. They have numbers on the back of them, and there is a placement guide in your pattern that has all of the numbers that shows you which ones correspond to where, so you'll know which one goes on which side. So the number 1 piece is going to go here on the left side. And these pieces are a little bit weird because I wanted to make it look like he was coming out of this hole in the ground. So these pieces are going to tuck behind the mound on the outside here. And you just want to put them behind there until this line, this chalk line that you transferred, is covered up. And then you know you've got a nice amount of overlap there and you won't have your pieces coming loose. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side with piece number 2. All right, now this piece is the trickiest because normally a piece either goes tucked behind another one or layered over top of it. But this one does both. So this is his main body piece. And what we are going to do is first tuck it underneath this front edge. So it's going to go under the mound, but on top of those kind of dirt pieces. And again, we're just going to tuck it until those chalk lines are covered up. Okay, so we have covered up the chalk lines at the bottom here and also along the sides of the dirt pieces. Okay, so we've got those chalk lines covered up, and now we have this piece is tucked behind, so the ground piece is on top of the body at the bottom, but these side pieces are tucked behind the body. So that's a little bit weird about this one, how part of it is in front of the body piece and parts of it are behind the body piece. But together, that makes it look like he's coming out of this hole in the ground. All right, that's the trickiest part of this entire pattern. Now we're going to go back to some easy stuff. Let's give him some eyes first. I always think they look so much cuter once they have their eyes. So put that eye in place. And this eye in place. And let's give him his ears too. And again, the numbers on the back will tell you, although it's pretty obvious once you get them in if you've got them on the wrong sides. So this one goes on this side of his head, and they kind of just go on the corners of the head. And then this one goes on this corner. Again, just tuck them behind until that chalk line is covered up. Now we've got a little muzzle for him. And I put that on crooked. I wanted him to kind of look a little smirky. Give him a nose. There it goes. And now we just have two little paws. So this is piece number 12. Just go on the right side. And piece number 11 goes on this side. There we go. So I didn't really need to transfer these lines on the side. They just show what's tucking behind it. I think I'm going to erase that on the final pattern, so those lines will not be there. I've just changed my mind. I used to always put the lines for what tucked behind things, but sometimes I decided that it was mostly unnecessary, and it just meant a line that you had to erase eventually. And let's not erase if we don't have to. All right, so he is all ready. I'm going to take him, lift him carefully over to my ironing board, fuse all those pieces in place. Just use whatever setting and time length the brand of fusible adhesive that you're using calls for. I use Heat and Bond Light for all of my quilts. So I'll get that fused down, then I will erase those lines. I will do all of the outline stitching, and then I will bring him back here and show you the finished block, and also show you a couple of additional color options that I did. All right, here is the finished groundhog. I've done all of the outline stitching, and I've also added some catch lights to his eyes. The pattern has a link to a post that shows you a lot of different ways you can add those catch lights. My current favorite way is just to use a little dot of fabric paint, and the post has a link to this particular brand. It's Scribbles Shiny White. But I really like just how those simple dots really add a lot of life to the whole look of the block. So I wanted to show you a couple of different fabric options that I did too, but first let me tell you about this one. So the background block, this is part of an ongoing collection that I've been working on where all of the background blocks are blenders from the avocado color collection, which is part of the Farmer's Market color palette. And all of the shades of brown that you see, both for the groundhog and also for the hole that he's climbing out of, are from the Grizzly Blenders collection, which is part of the larger Animal Kingdom color palette. And all of the colors in that collection have animal names. So it's an easy way for you to tell what goes with which collection. But I did other colors as well. So I did more of a yellowy kind of color for this one. So the background block is from the Farmer's Market. There's a collection of blocks that are already pre-printed with your quilting lines on it, and this is from the Farmer's Market medium palette. And then all of the colors for the groundhog, all of these yellow colors, are from the Corn collection, which is also part of the Farmer's Market color palette. So it looks really nice with the Farmer's Market in the background. And then these browns are from the Grizzly Blenders collection, which is part of the Animal Kingdom palette, which is all colors, like natural color for animals, browns and grays and things like that. And I've got one more. So this one also uses colors from the Animal Kingdom palette. In this one, all of these yellows, these more golden yellows, are from the Lion Blenders collection. And then the hole and the dirt inside the hole are from the Grizzly collection of browns. And this background is from a newer collection that I'm working on where all of the background blocks use strawberry blenders from the Farmer's Market collection. So I've got a few now. I'm working until I get enough so that you can get an idea of what a quilt done entirely in those colors would look like. So that is the groundhog, done just in time for Groundhog Day this month, or this month. It is the Funny Faces Quilt Block of the Month Club for February. I'm Wendy from Shiny Happy World, and I'll be back next month with a new pattern.